on iLearn?
Yeah, I was a little confused because um I submitted an email to our instructor,
Uh-huh.
and he said he'd give us credit still for the for our group meeting, but I checked the group meeting quiz like it sounds like you
Yeah.
did too, and it's not available. So
Wait, so
I
we
don't
got
know if he just forgot or if we're not allowed to take it, even though we're still getting credit for our group meeting.
okay, well, so for um the collaboration one, I posted the eight, I think, the lesson eight
Hmm.
meeting that we did for the exam. So I posted that one because I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen the announcement that said we didn't have to do it. So I just posted it anyway. So that, and he might be giving us credit for that. And then I was gonna post this one too. Just be like, hey, we're trying, but there's personal issues going on, so it's hard.
Yeah. He said that he'd give us uh he he said he'd give us credit for this group meeting. So we're gonna get an A for this.
All right, and then I guess just the collaboration quiz. And okay, so what do we want to go over then? Do we want to just kind of go over the preparation assignment, or I mean,
Are you
there's
talking
the
about the prepare
homework.
assignment?
There's like the homework thing that we could do, but that's more personal trying.
Yeah.
So
Um we could um we could go over the prepare assignment.
okay, okay.
What have you been up to
Sure.
this week?
Um, well, lots of dates actually.
Oh,
Surprisingly,
really?
yeah. I went on two or three this week so far. So I was feeling pretty good about it. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You're
Are you
popular.
are you gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Uh, I usually just watch college football and college basketball. I usually
Mm,
don't like watching professional anything sports much.
really? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
even though it's the Panthers and
even though it's the what?
it's the Panthers versus the Broncos. It's the Carolina Panthers and the
Oh,
Denver
okay.
Broncos. So
Um, no, I still don't watch the Super Bowl, but I have to admit they come up with some funny ads
yeah, see, that's why I watch the Super Bowl. Is purely for the ads.
because they ads.
I'm going over to my cousin's for dinner, and we're gonna watch the Super Bowl and eat a bunch of junk food. And I'm excited.
I see.
Okay, so
All right, let me bring it. It's about loaded.
I'm definitely being super lazy today. So I don't have class. So
All right, I forgot to mention that I did the homework, the preparation assignment, but what happened was I saved it, or I thought I saved it, and I can't find it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I guess we can just kind of review why they got the answers they got. That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
because I still have um I think, yeah, I think we can just do that. So when we have our homework and we have our homework quiz, we can do well on it.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, preparation assignment. Okay, so the first question was asking about which hypothesis between the null and alternative is the hypothesis of no effect or no difference or status quo and is assumed to be true. Which would be the null. So that kind of makes sense. I thought it was weird that they called it null because null is more like, I don't know, it's kind of got a negative connotation on it. And so I was
Yeah,
like, okay. But it makes sense, I guess.
yeah, I agree.
Okay. Um,
Next question, I guess.
yep. Okay, so the second one, I would say one-sided, but so do you know if a two-sided alternative hypothesis would be like where there's two H sub A? So it'd be like this is, less than 0 and this is greater than -1 or something like that. Would that be a two-sided?
Yeah, that would be a two-sided hypothesis.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. I didn't remember reading it. Okay.
All right, did you get correct decision for the first box? And then
Yep.
type 1 error for the bottom,
Yep.
and then type 2 on the right with correct on the right as well?
Yeah. This kind of relates. So in Math 108, we're doing like fallacies and stuff, which to me doesn't make sense since it's like English class. But um oh wait. Okay, so I found the two-sided one-sided thing. So if it's the not equal, then it's a two-sided. But if it's a greater than or less, then it's one-sided. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So the level of significance in a hypothesis test. Oh, Greek letter.
Are you reading number 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the p-value would be the probability of how close it is?
Um,
Kind of? Or
the it's which
of
it's the p-value is small enough, you reject the null hypothesis.
okay.
That's if and you use the level of significance to determine if the p-value is too small. If it's smaller than the level of significance, then you reject the null hypothesis.
Okay.
I
Which
think
would
that's
then make it a type 1 error.
no,
Right?
that would be a type 1. Type 1 would be if it's if
Because
it's
it's small.
true and well, I guess it could be. No, let me see.
Yeah, because it's if you reject the null hypothesis. So if the level of significance is, I don't know,
Oh yeah, it's the probability of making a type 1 error. You're right.
okay. And the formula is just the formula. Kind of makes
Yeah.
sense. It's the same thing. You're fine. P-value. Okay, we just kind of discussed that. Yeah. So the p-value already discussed that. The probability that you'll observe a sample test statistic. I want much. Okay. All right. 7 just kind of makes sense. Okay. Hypothesis testing in real life. Where would we? What sort of examples do you remember any you put?
I had a. I don't think it. Well, they may ask for it on the test. I put like planning how much time you take to study, doing a hypothesis test for that, because that would be something I'd be interested in knowing how much time I really do take to schoolwork.
Okay. So like optimal. Yeah, that makes sense. So this actually kind of relates to my science class. So in science, we were studying different like study techniques, I guess, and whether or not they helped you. So there's like listening to music, chewing gum. Someone did hypnosis. So it was really cool. And then yesterday we had like a poster presentation session. So we all got to like go around and look at everyone else's work. And so
Okay.
basically what everyone did was they took their hypothesis of does this work, and then they went and found evidence online. But all that evidence is basically hypothesis testing, and then whether it was true or not true. And so I guess the alternative hypothesis would be like not doing whatever that thing was, kind of. I guess
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like your shirt though. It's cute. Okay. So part 2. Okay. So, Graduate Management Administration Test, the GMAT, is used as an admission criterion in many master's. Okay, so that means the null hypothesis would be 529. The BOE professor never scores improved. So the alternative would be it's greater than 20 or 529.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. You said that is 529 and greater than 529, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So suppose you got evidence the null hypothesis to be rejected. However, in the reality, the mean solutions. You going to class or? Oh, that's right. Good luck. Okay, so I kind of want to say a type 2 error because it's the alternative hypothesis that's wrong. But on the answer key, they said that it's a type 1 error. And I don't know why it would be a type 1. And they couldn't figure that one out.
It's kind of like in the box. You think it's true, but I mean you think it's not true, but it is. And so that'd be a type 1 error.
So like they assumed that it was wrong, and so it was a type 1 error?
Yeah, because they had the evidence that it should be rejected, but that evidence was perhaps retrieved by chance that it showed that it was wrong, even though if they had possibly another sample or they looked at the population, it would show it was true. So
Okay, so like so if they think it's wrong and then they find out it's true, it's a type 1 error. But if they think it's wrong and it is wrong, or if they think it's right and then it's wrong, then it's a type 2. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
yeah, it's a type 1 if they have the evidence and they think it should be rejected, even though it's true. That's a type 1.
Okay, so C, 1%, because it's basically just a percentage, the 0.01.
Yeah, C is 0.01 chance, so 1% probability.
All right. Decrease the probability of making a type 2 error by increasing Okay. All right, that makes sense. That's increasing. Because it's not the complete. Is it the complete opposite? Where it's like, so like if it's like a 20% chance and it's an 80% chance for the other one? Or is it just higher, but not to 100? I think that's because you would still have to have the probability of you getting it right, I feel like.
It's I'm not sure how it works, but I just know that when you increase one, uh,
the other one will drop, right? Yeah, because the opposite one is going to be okay. So the type 2 is going to be more than the type 1.
Yeah, if we decrease the probability of making a type 2, we would have to increase the level significance because that's the probability of a type 1.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is the population from which the realtor obtains his data? How he samples the population? What is the research question? Okay, so the population would be everyone. So he wants to know about people buying second investment properties, so second homes. So that would be the population. The sample would be the 15 of his clients purchasing investment property, which actually seems kind of biased because they'd be all his, and like, I mean, it is random, but it's still not really that random. And then his question would be, is the age of those buying investment property in his clientele different than the national average? All right, that makes sense. So that's the data. Okay, well, they kind of already gave us the data. So, and at least one way the realtor could have randomly selected his sample. Oh, just like picking 15 people, just like drawing them out of a hat, or you could have done the one. I'm trying to think which one it is. It's the randomized one where it's like you just get on the list and it's like every nth number.
Oh, systematic?
Yeah, that's what it is. I was thinking stratified and I was like, no, it's not stratified. That one's different. Okay, systematic. Yeah, he could have done. I mean, that would have still been random. So, all right. What are you thinking?
I think it didn't really matter. Well, I mean, for B, I put simple random sample, but I think any of those would have worked. Well, except for cluster and perhaps systematic, because those are from homogeneous or heterogeneous groups, similar or different groups.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's getting a little bit of everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So that I just used the Excel spreadsheet where you like can create histograms and stuff on. And that was all stuff we'd done before. Okay. So did yours kind of look like the answer key?
Um. I can't remember. I don't think it looked like it. But yeah.
Okay, this may seem like a weird question. Do you know what size in men's a woman's 9 would be?
For what?
So I'm going snowboarding, right? And I'm a size 9, but I need to know what my shoe size would be in men's. Do you know? If not, I'll just Google it.
I have no sisters, so you're asking the wrong person.
That is something I never thought I would need to know.
I didn't even know that there would be a instance where a woman would need to know what a men's shoe size is for their feet.
This is. I mean, I know I've done it for like roller skating and stuff, but normally you just tell them and they'll fix it for you. Okay, so a women's 9 is a men's 7.5. Okay, cool. Useful information. Okay. Back to homework. Sorry. Okay, so let's skew data to the left, basically. We're supposed to use descriptive statistics. So like it's skewed to the left. It's not exactly bell-shaped or anything. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. Like the math numbers are math numbers. That's in pretty. Since there are only 15 pieces of data, what will you need to check?
Which problem are we on?
Number. So it's under number 2, but it's like down past the histogram. It's the number 1 in Roman numerals. So it's like check the requirements. Since there are only 15 pieces of data, what will you need to check?
Oh yeah.
It's saying a QQ plot.
Yeah, I thought you could just tell from the histogram, but maybe
What?
like, would you need to make a QQ plot?
Okay, is the QQ plot the box plot, or is it that the one where it's like you just like put out the points and then you draw the line and see if it's normal?
Yeah, that would be a QQ plot.
Okay, because I didn't know what it was called, and so I was like, QQ plot? See, like on my thing, I was just like, well, you need to do the dots and see if it's normal, but I didn't know what it was called. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The null and alternative. 47, and he just wants to see if it's different. He didn't say if it was more or less. So not equal to 47. And so since it's the not equal, it'd be a two-tailed because it could go either way, I think. Right? So it's like a two-sided thing.
Yeah, it'd be a two-tailed test.
Okay.
Try saying that 50 times fast.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So it'd be a two-sided and two-tailed. All right. Level of significance be A equals. Okay, so that means it's a 5% chance that it's going to be a type 1 error.
Yeah, that's right.
The test statistic. Okay. So we're finding the z-squared. The x would be, how would the x be? The mean? Is that, x is the mean, right? No, use the mean. What was x? X is the sample, like, statistic. So how would we do that? Oh wait, no, that'd be the 46.7 from that chart thing that we got. So the 46.73 repeating, so 46.73. Minus 47 over the O would be the standard deviation, N would be the number of like people, so 15. Standard deviation was the 8.827. And then the z-score comes out to 0.2091. They have it like really long on here. I rounded it to 3. I put 2.209. All right. So the p-value is. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. So I was doing the p-value wrong, but I was just doing one side. But if it's both sides, that makes sense because it's the not in between.
Yeah, I was a little confused. I was a little confused for the last one or 4 because I got like I would think that they'd get a negative z-score because they were subtracting a higher number.
Yeah. So the z-score. Actually, it should be negative. Right. Yeah, so in the end, because it's a not equal, the z-score doesn't actually matter whether or not it's negative.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's the z-score, or because it's the not equal, so it's going to be on both sides. If it was a greater than or less than, then it would matter
Okay.
a little bit. But the z-score, as long as you're putting it in the applet, it'll go both ways. And then you can just highlight whichever section you need. But for being asked for the z-score, that should be a negative. I'm pretty sure. I hadn't even thought about that. I always just like subtract it and get the answer and then ignore the negative. So I should not do that, but all right, so the p-value made sense. Fail to reject.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. State conclusions. So basically, because it's so close, Okay, so because it's so close, the level of significance is greater than the A alpha whatever score thing. Yeah, the p-value is greater than the alpha level of significance thing. So it's wrong. No, the not agreeing with the original. The null hypothesis is true because they said it wasn't. It's a type 1 error, right? I think.
Well, it's let me just.
I think.
Well, it's not a type 1 error because it's.
Well, because they said it wasn't, right? Or did they not really make a claim one way or another?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
I mean, I guess since they didn't really make a claim, but if they did, I would say that it was wrong.
Yeah, I think
That's the whole point of the experiment. He didn't say that he thought it was, but he said it might be. I think, if I remember correctly. What did he say exactly?
Okay, and then are we now on to take action?
Yeah. So take action. They kind of leave it the same. Keep doing what he's doing. He's doing it pretty good. Since his is the same as the average group of people, I mean, those are the ones that he would market to. So just market to those people, to the 47-year-olds.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Around 47. All right, cool. So that was all the preparation assignment.
Yep.
Did you do the homework yet?
No. Is it hard?
Not really. I've only done part of it. I was gonna finish it later tonight. It's pretty much the same stuff from what I could tell.
Okay. Well, do we need to do we need to post this link for Carolyn?
Yeah, so I was gonna post it on the group collaboration board, and then I was just gonna email it to her too, or something, or text it. That way she can look at it.
Okay.
And then text us any questions she has. All right. Great.
When's our next meeting?
Our next meeting, I was gonna do it on Monday because we don't want to get behind again. So.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Get back to the normal.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
All right, cool. I think that's it then.
How do you think you did on the exam?
On the exam, I think I got a C+ was what I ended up getting. So I could have done better. I missed a lot of. So I was doing really well, and then I missed like this whole group of questions, but it was because I missed the first one, and so everything else was off, I think.
Oh yeah,
so,
I had the same problem.
If you mess up on one part, on like, finding, I think it was maybe like the standard deviation or something. And so then like I missed like 4 questions from that. And I was like, no, but I know how to do the work. I just got the wrong answer the first time. So everything else got screwed up because of it. But I mean, it's a C. That's not bad.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed because I'm really good at math, and I got a C+. So
yeah,
I felt like did worse, but I think it's because I'm used to like core level math. I mean, not core level math, but basic math, like algebra and geometry. And this is a little bit more complex. You have to wrap your mind around some of the things we're learning.
Yeah, honestly, college math is a little bit more I don't know, it's more Englishy at the same time. Like it's a lot
Yeah.
of, like, applications and this and that, and like it's not quite, you know. I'm more of an algebra person myself, which is why I think I would prefer like, calculus and stuff. But once you start putting in letters and everything, it kind of bugs me.
That makes sense.
Oh, so I was hanging out with some people and we were talking about math because we're nerds like that or something. And we found out that so e raised to I times pi equals -1. It was like, what? Because I is an imaginary number, and then e and pi are both irrational. So it was like, how can you get like a normal number from that? But so then we were like looking it up, and it's like all this stuff about like cosines and sines and everything, and it was like, okay, cool. I understand about half of this.
So are you saying that you understood what they were saying because of statistics?
No, so like I just like looked it up, but I was like, this makes no sense because I is an imaginary number, so how could anything raised to an imaginary number equal -1?
Oh.
Then when they started like trying to explain it to me, I was like, that doesn't really make sense, but it makes more sense than it did. But it's like it's really interesting actually if you wanted to look it up. I think it's called De Moivre's law or something like that. That says that you can take the I and move it down and turn it into like a cosine thing and everything, and it's like, okay. And then once you put in the cosine and sine, then after that I was like, okay, well that makes sense then because you can still solve for that. But yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
Because I doesn't normally have very much to do with cosines and sines, but apparently someone found a way because they had way too much time on their hands.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
What other classes are you taking?
I'm taking this class, business stats. I'm taking econ that I actually have a test today that I have to do. That I'm not looking forward to. And then I'm taking business 100, and those are online. And then I'm taking math 108, foundation science, and German. And
Okay.
the Book of Mormon for religion.
Okay.
Yep. Also, I've got 18 credits. It's super stressful.
Well, we're meeting Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I will see you Monday at 10:30.
Okay.
Cool.
Or 12:30 my time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Makes
right.
sense. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.